What time is it?
Half past December.
Already?
How have you been?
Let me guess. Time for another quarterly performance review.
Correct on the first try. You always were a bright little soul.
Ha, yep. If only I would apply myself.
About that.
Right.
So, last time we talked about the short story video you hadn't done.
It's done.
Really?
Yeah. The ghost story. Posted it back in October, just in time for Halloween. Although it's also a really good New Year's Eve story. And it's got some other good holiday ghost stories too for other winter holidays.
And the 50 by 50 project? That's seriously overdue.
Yeah, but we always knew it would be. I mean, I was diagnosed with cancer right after my 49th birthday, and I was still in early recovery stages after some pretty serious treatments when I turned 50. And then there's my terror of being in front of the camera, which was part of the reason we picked this project in the first place, to help me work on getting over that. I mean, let's face it, this project was kind of doomed from the start.
But you did it anyway.
Of course I did. Certain failure is a lousy excuse to not do something.
So you're saying it's still not done?
All the photos are done. I just need to finish editing them and get them posted. I'm planning on doing that by the end of the year, which is the actual end of the quarter, by the way. You just showed up 2 weeks early.
You gotta get a jump on these things. Otherwise, they sneak up on you.
You don't say.
Moving on. How did FanX go?
Great. My author friend Jennifer Jenkins and I did a live interactive story building demonstration where we brainstormed with the audience to come up with characters and settings and other story elements. And we created a basic story premise, and then we used a 7-point story structure to build a basic plot, kind of a backbone of an outline for a complete story beginning to end.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, we've done it before. And it's always interesting to see what the audience comes up with. This time it was a steampunk shape-shifting dragon story where the antagonist turned out to be the teenage female protagonist's long-lost father.
Shape-shifting dragons? That sounds familiar.
Yeah, but in my defense, that came from an audience member, and I didn't even suggest it. And then it was voted in by the rest of the audience. I don't think we even had to huzzah, if I remember. Although, to be honest, when we do these demonstrations, one of my favorite parts is when we vote by huzzah.
Vote by huzzah?
Yeah. I mean, we have the audience vote for pretty much everything, from the character's age and occupation all the way up to the final battle's resolution. Usually it's pretty easy to tell by a show of hands which of the options is the most popular, but sometimes it's pretty close. And I don't like to count because that takes too long. So we narrow down the options to 2 or 3, and then we have everyone holler huzzah when point to the one that they like the best. The loudest wins.
You're kind of weird. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I have fun, so.
What about your community education class at the university? I bet you don't vote by huzzah at the university.
I mean, not really. Except on the day when we do the live interactive story development demonstration. And maybe occasionally on other days.
Seriously?
Relax, it's all good. There's nobody in the classrooms next door, so we're not bothering anyone. The student evaluations are positive, and the administrators want me to come back next semester.
Maybe they're weird too.
I pass no judgment. But weird is trendy, my friend.
If you say so. You know, you sound like you're feeling better this time than the last time we did this.
Well, yes and no. It's hard to say. Physical therapy that I'm doing is helping a lot with my back pain from the bulging disc, as long as I don't overdo it. But I'm still on the long-term cancer hormone treatments, and they're still causing me a lot of fatigue and some pain. Musculoskeletal pain as a side effect. The doctor and I are working on some things.
That doesn't sound fun. What hurts?
Mostly my musculo, but also my skeletal.
Har har.
And my joints. I mean, pretty much everything hurts. There are good days and bad days.
I can imagine. So, has that been the biggest obstacle for you this quarter?
It's been an obstacle. the biggest, I don't know, maybe.
What else?
Well, one of my kids has been diagnosed with a new chronic illness. So we've been trying to figure that out. It's one of those things where the causes are not entirely clear and the treatments are kind of hit and miss, and there's no medical cure for it. Generally not a happy thing, but it usually doesn't kill you.
Your family has had quite the year.
Yep. Hoping for a better one the next go around.
Here's hoping. So, one last thing.
The book.
The book.
I know, but all I can say is that I think it's getting close.
Close? What does that mean?
That means I'm pretty sure I've figured out how to fix the character arc that wasn't working. And I've been going through the whole manuscript, adjusting everything around that while trying to not mess up the plot or the other character arcs. It's definitely working better now, and I'm getting close to the end, but I still need to fix a couple more key scenes and write the last few chapters.
So, how does that translate to time to publication?
Wish I knew. Like I said, it's hard to know how functional I'm going to be on any given day, and when the manuscript is finished, I want to run it by some critique partners for some feedback, and then I'll need a little time to fix whatever problems they find. And then it'll go to the publisher, and I have very little control over the publisher's timeline.
That's vague and not ideal.
I know, right? Not exactly how I was hoping to be compared to Martin and Rothfuss, but I guess sometimes you have to take what you can get.